Hello, everyone. Jason Hagholm here, back with another interview here. And today I am joined by Patrick the Lizard Connors. Patrick is going to be in the main event at FLA 4 this Saturday night against Justin Bourgeois. Patrick, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I feel great, just wrapping up fight camp and ready to put on a show.
It's been a while since we've talked, Patrick. I believe about 2 years. A pandemic's gone by. Your career's now starting to get back in gear. Just how, first of all, excited are you that, MMA seems to be finally being a thing that's more normalized back here in Canada after, a pandemic slowed everything down?
Yeah, it's wicked. I'm seeing these shows going on in BC, Alberta, Ontario. We got Quebec, and now we got the East Coast as well. I get to fight out there for the first time. It's such a turnaround, and seeing all these young guys who are probably just hungry to get in there after 2 years of stagnation, it really motivates me.
Yeah, and it's exciting just to see, I guess, as you said, like West Coast, Ontario, Quebec, and now the out East starting to pop up and get things going again. But Patrick, you are coming off a fantastic first round finish over Johan Salvador back at Samourai 2 back in May. Talk to us about that performance, because you snapped a losing streak and you look like your old self in there.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I felt good in there. I put a lot of preparation into that one, and it's nice for that to come to fruition. I'd just like to continue carrying that momentum forward, because it's hard day in, day out training, because at some points you start to question, what am I doing this for, when you've been losing. And it was good. It was a good win.
It was a good win, an impressive finish. And, you jumped right at the opportunity to fight here for FLA on Saturday night, and pretty much right after you got that victory back at Samourai 2. Talk to us how it all came together, where you got the opportunity to fight out East.
Well, the promoter for Samourai, Daniel Lafont, him and I have had a really great relationship ever since he called me to fight for their Samourai card back in November. And he's just been a really stand-up guy. And when fights were falling through and stuff were going on, I told him, I'll fight anyone. I'm up for it. And so when he heard that a matchup was needed out East, he knew that I'd step up to bat, because I'm about it. And so I heard from Daniel that the fight was an option, and I said, yes, sign me up.
And that's where we're all right now. And as well, main event, like, how excited are you for that, Patrick? Because you've been a guy in the Canadian scene for a while. Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. Just talk to us when they told you, and you're going to be in the main event. Like, that had to be a bit of a relief and a nice pat on the back for your hard work.
Totally. On the last card, I was fighting first, and I said to my coach, you know what, I like fighting first. I want to fight first or last. And so now I get to close the show. I like the big production that all these shows do. They put in a lot of effort, and for me to, they could say a lot. I want to represent what these promoters do all this hard work for. I want to put on a good show.
And as well, your opponent here, Justin Bourgeois, he hasn't fought in quite a while. He's had some fights fall through and things like that, and a native of Eastern Canada. What do you know about Justin heading into this fight?
Yeah, I know that he's well-rounded, like myself. I've heard about him talk. He's happy with his boxing, and he started with wrestling. He trained under Wagner Fabiano, or under Movin, I should say, and I have as well. So I think he's well-rounded. The way people describe him to me is tough, durable. That's the type of guy I want to be in there against. I want someone who I can't find a way to put them out, but I look great trying. That's the type of performance I want. I want a full 15 minutes, and I want to outclass this guy. So knowing that he's sharp everywhere, it will keep me sharp everywhere. And I'm looking forward to it.
And as well as main event as a catchweight fight at 150, you're normally a 145er, obviously because of the short notice. But how much does that kind of, I guess, relieve some of the stress of, like, I guess, having to get down to
Totally.
145?
Yeah, 145 isn't easy for me to make. I'm not sure if I have a big future there, honestly. I'm 6'1", and cutting weight seems to be easier for some guys who maybe hold more muscle mass, more water, or I'm a big structure. I'm a lot of bone. So I think 150, 155 is where I'll be looking to trailblaze.
Is that where you're probably going to go next, as you say, that 155 for your next fight with a full camp under your belt?
Yeah, totally. With this one, it's short notice, and my weight didn't really have a chance to jump back up. But if I take a few months off now, I'm hoping that I'll fill out the 155 division weight class.
And who have you been working with to gear up for this fight, Patrick? I mean, it's got to help being super active to go out east and make your debut for FLA.
Yeah, back in October when I first got signed with Samourai, I moved out to Ottawa, and my first amateur opponent was Fred Stoneham, and I saw that he was opening up his Surge MMA Academy, and I said, you know what, this is a guy I really respected as a competitor, and he's not transitioning into a coaching role. And I think that's someone who I could really benefit from as a former pro, or yeah, I don't think the door is closed just yet, but he's been helping me a lot, rounding out my game and showing where I might not have prepared as well as I could.
What in particular has, I guess, Fred helped sharpen up or round out your game?
I'd say the individual attention has helped me a lot, and escaping these bad positions. Being 6'1" at 145, a lot of people, the game plan was to shoot in on me, and I was just facing very good grapplers. So I think the time that I've been putting in, starting in bad positions, is benefited me, and the time that I've put in on maximizing my range, which, you know, I've had a lot of coaches help me with both these things over the years, and it's just something that every new set of eyes continually improves when I work with them. And Fred he's been great for rounding out some things, you know.
And how awkward, I guess, was it, I guess, to kind of come in, I guess, you know, your first, as you said, your first amateur opponent, and now you're training under, was it a little awkward, or because you guys have already done battle, you have the mutual respect?
Not for me. I have no bad blood with anyone that I've stepped in there against. No one's tried trash talking me. That might kind of pull out a different side of me, but everyone's been respectful to me, and I know that it's a sport, right? Like,
yep,
we have to compete, and we have to go back to our daily lives. I would to do as well as I can without disrupting someone's life in some terrible way, or anything like that, you know. So it's a sport. I respect my opponents, and when we're not signed to fight each other, you're just another person to me.
Fair enough. And I think that's very well put there, Patrick. And as well as we said, you're going out east. I mean, how excited were you with the opportunity as well to go out east and fight in a side of Canada that's starting to get in motion again?
Yeah, I am excited. My dad is a Newfoundlander, actually. So I know the East Coast, it's hospitable. It's a beautiful country, and I'm going to enjoy myself. I always enjoy traveling, and that's one of my favorite things about this sport, is it can take you around the world.
Do you kind of also, oh, sorry, Patrick. Do you kind of also a little bit relish maybe being the road guy? There's a lot of guys on this card, all from pretty much that out east part, and you're, you know, now training out in Ottawa, Ontario, coming out east. You kind of like being the road fighter here, kind of relishing in that?
Yeah, I think although I've been fighting in Ontario, the cities I've been fighting in haven't exactly been my home cities. So it's an even better, it's a different feeling. But when you get to travel, you are representing almost a different territory. And I'm excited that I get to represent Ontario against New Brunswick, you know?
Yeah, I think that's going to be an exciting matchup. When I saw this put together, it was, one that really jumped out at me for, a part of Canada and FL promotion that was just starting to get going before the pandemic kind of derailed a lot of their momentum out east. And Patrick, you're staying active here, fought in, as we said, in May, now here, beginning of June. How many more times would you like to fight this year?
I just go with the flow. I like to fight. And so I'm eager to jump in there. And if I'm healthy, why not, And I love this matchup. I really do. Because this guy, he's the one of the biggest representatives of East Coast MMA for Canada. And he's been doing it, I don't know, probably goes back like a decade, more than a decade, right? So when I get a matchup like this with history, story, intrigue, it makes me more excited to jump in there. The right matchups could pull me into competition every month, honestly. Like, as long as I'm healthy, I just want to compete, put on a show, and do my thing.
I know you're not looking past Justin here, but is there anyone you're just potentially eyeing now that you plan on moving up a weight class here after June 11th?
No, not really. I have to just focus on me. My opponent is Justin right now, and I respect him, but it's my journey. I'm developing myself as a martial artist, and for me to best do that, I'm not gonna look at someone and be like, "Hey, I can beat you." I don't care about that. I just want to be the best version of myself, and that's how I'm gonna track my improvement, see what I can do better, and really gain something from the sport.
I guess last thing for me, I know your opponent back in May, Patrick, he was a last minute replacement. Your original opponent fell out. This is a last minute fight coming. Is that kind of how you kind of like the sport as well? Obviously, you'd love to prepare for a full camp, but kind of the short notice situation, just go in there and got to do it.
I like, I don't mind it, but I like having my opponent because it's like a test. It's like someone laid down the paper in front of me and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna test you with this puzzle," and then they switch them, and I'm like, "Oh, I was kind of excited to try to solve that." But so I get excited about these fights, but it's my skill set, and I'm just practicing what I do. But matchups excite me, whoever it is.
Well, Patrick, best of luck. Safe trip out east to New Brunswick for this Saturday as you fight in the main event here against the likes of Justin Bourgeois here at FLA 4. Before I let you go, plug yourself out there on social media. Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm Pat J. Connors on Instagram. Yeah, that's the best place to find me. Not as active as I should be in this sport, but it's on, right? This is for the MMA talk, or I'm sorry, this is for MMA. Oh, Jason, we're gonna have to cut this part out. Could you plug the show I'm on? I'm sorry.
It's for on MMA Empire here.
MMA Empire. I'm sorry. MMA Empire. This is my second interview with you, Jason. Thank you for all you guys do promoting the sport.
Well, thank you, Patrick, for the time, and best of luck on Saturday in the main event at FLA 4. Thanks again, Patrick, and hope to get to talk to you soon.
No problem. Thank you.